Bass headed them back toward the rim rock for their camp. It seemed somehow fitting, too, for above them, someplace along the rocky, castle-like walls bordering the west rim of the valley, lay the body of Josiah Paddock's Indian pony. The immense cold slithering into the valley hand in hand with the deep purple shadows of early evening froze blood on a wound. Funny to be thinking about all the blood freezing. He looked down at his own leg, wrapped tightly against the flow of the dark red fluid. And he recalled the arrow that had bit at his flesh as he had torn it from the leg. Now the blood trying to escape from the jagged wound fought to flow in the dropping temperature. The improvised bandage and the leather of his legging showed no new spread of the dark fluid from the wound. Little comfort in that, what with the pain of hobbling along, using his rifle as a crutch under one arm, the other hand gripping the long rein tied to the one pony left to the two of them. He turned slightly to look back at the travois and nearly stumbled over some sage hidden in the drifting snow. When there was sun, he could make out the small mounds over the rolling flatland of the river valley, was able to see the short shadows that warned of a clump of sage. But now, in the dimming light, his moccasins had to be his eyes, and he told himself they would not make the shelter of the rim rock before the light was gone. Bass's thoughts drifted to the young trapper, Josiah Paddock, suspended in the travois sling behind the pony. He thought of the cold that had staunched the flow of blood from the chest wound, a gaping, ragged hole, and he shuddered. Perhaps from the cold, he told himself. Perhaps from his fear the boy would not make it back to the Crow village some 6, maybe 7 days away. He thought back, too, back to that very afternoon when he had made the crude litter. Bass lashed one buffalo robe across 2 lodgepole pines, then tied the poles to the saddle atop the only animal left to the two of them, the strong Indian pony. Then he carefully wrapped the boy up with the 3 remaining buffalo robes. "Gonna cover your head, son. Warmer. Keep you warm." "No," young Paddock whispered with trembling lips. "No. Wanna see the sun. Watch it go down. See it on the mountains. Please, watch the sun on the mountains, Scratch." Titus almost smiled, but the cold that bit and tore at his bare cheeks above the whiskers, flecked with streaks and patches of gray, froze his face to a stiff mask. Scratch. Long had he carried that handle. "Most call me now by a name I got hung with some years back. Old Scratch, it is. Give me that name when I was comin' to my first rendezvous, 26 it were. Had met me 3 fellers out of Bayou Salade down toward Watooyar in them southern Rockies, and they had felt sorry for this coon. Bud, Billy, and Silas felt sorry for me and teached me what I would need to keep my hair. My clothes were store-boughten, linsey-woolsey they was. Sides, the seams was full of little graybacks by then. Had the graybacks bad, I did. Well, those boys come to callin' me Scratch on account of all that itchin' I was doin' all the time. Finally got me decked out in a set of Utah skins. Didn't scratch no more after that, but that damned name was stuck to me so hard that I couldn't shake it. By the time I left them 3 coons, they was callin' me Old Scratch, on account of me gettin' the green ward off so's to be a regular mountain man." The pony snorted, and Scratch glanced over at the animal. The cold blue frost billowed up from the animal's nostrils as the pony strained against the dead weight of the travois and its load. The boy needed warmth, and soon. There hadn't been that much Scratch could do for the wound back there in the pines where Josiah had fallen. The lead ball had passed through the chest, so there was nothing to remove from the blackening hole. But the young man needed warmth, and Bass would build a fire as soon as they reached the rim rock for the night. Several times he had considered stopping.